Help Hotline takes 197,000 calls for help every year. About 7,000 of those have to do with suicide, so that's 20 calls a day. Well, when the worst does happen and someone commits suicide, the family and friends who are left behind are the ones who need the help. And that's where a new team from Columbiana-County called the Lost Team comes in.
People think, I should have known. I should have seen signs. I should have.
Judy Kidder spent 24 years counseling grieving families at Dawson's Funeral Home in East Liverpool. But when suicide's involved, the challenge is great. She remembers a particular 8-year-old left behind twice.
Well, Grandpa shot himself, and now Dad shot himself. Does that mean when I grow up and I get to be middle-aged, he says, will I kill myself too?
That question left Judy with a heavy heart, knowing sometimes suicide does repeat itself. She's one of 23 volunteers who make up Columbiana's newest task force called the Lost Team. Cindy Slider is another member.
To help others through the most devastating grief they could possibly go through.
And you know.
Oh, yes, I know.
Cindy's 20-year-old son Josh committed suicide 14 years ago after a breakup with a girl.
The guilt. Why didn't I see this? Why didn't I know that? I was his mother. Why couldn't I help?
It took Cindy 7 years for her to ask for help. That's about average unless a lost team of first responders actually go to the scene of a suicide to counsel and support. The Lost Team concept started several years ago in Louisiana and is slowly making its way into Ohio. Columbiana is only one of 27 counties in Ohio with a Lost Team. And while the Mental Health Board helped to organize the volunteers, it doesn't cost taxpayers a dime. But it's hard to put a price on what it means for survivors of suicide.
No taxpayer dollars at all. It's all volunteer, and just glad to be able to be available to people.
John Hirsch is an East Palestine minister and a former funeral director. He now sits on the same side of the table with Cindy and New Waterford paramedic Jamie Jones, all now trained in suicide survivor support.
I want to get out there to other EMS providers so that they also know that there is a team that can be called.
Called by the coroner's investigator, who's activated the Lost Team 3 times now since it formed August the 1st.
I've gotten good feedback from both the people on the Lost Team and from the families. So
You're pleased?
I'm pleased with the outcome.
Yeah. Does it cost?
Now, right now, this is just in Columbiana County, Mahoning, Trumbull County. They don't have a Lost Team yet. They have some other response groups, but nothing quite formed just for this purpose. So we'll see if it should spread. They're having great success. It's just been 2 months.
And you think about it, they get 7,000 calls a year.
Yeah,
Dealing with
it's a
suicide.
lot of people, yeah, not maybe directly, but people going, I'm seeing this sign, I'm seeing that sign, what should I do? So, I mean, it's an issue that has to be dealt with, and this Lost Team is ready to help people handle,
That important of a cause is volunteers at the forefront of this.
Yeah, absolutely.